Hey everyone, welcome Multiverse. Today we're gonna talk about Superman. Let's start video. Superman 1948 was the first live-action Superman movie serial, released in 15 chapters. It followed Clark Kent, a mild-mannered reporter at the Daily Planet, who secretly fights crime as Superman. The plot revolved around Superman battling a villain named the Spider Lady, who seeks control of a powerful weapon called the Reducer Ray. Throughout the chapters, Superman uses his strength, flight, and X-ray vision to protect Metropolis and stop her evil plans. Atom Man vs. Superman 1950 was the sequel to the 1948 Superman movie serial. Again starring Kirk Alyn as Superman, Clark Kent. In this 15-chapter serial, Superman faces his archenemy, Lex Luthor, who disguises himself as the masked villain, Atom Man. Luthor pradens Metropolis with a series of high-tech crimes, including teleportation devices, deadly weapons, and a disintegrating machine. Superman must use his powers to protect Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and the city while uncovering Atom Man's true identity.
Thanks, Superman.
Oh, it's nothing at all. Now I'll fly you back to your office. Ready?
Always.
Superman and the Mole Men 1951 was the first feature-length Superman film, starring George Reeves as Superman, Clark Kent, in the story. Reporters Clark Kent and Lois Lane travel to the small town of Silsby to cover the world's deepest oil well. When the drilling accidentally opens a passage to an underground world, small humanoid creatures called Mole Men emerge to the surface. The frightened townspeople react with anger and violence. But Superman steps in to protect the Mole Men and prevent a deadly conflict between the two worlds. The film carried a strong message about fear, prejudice, and tolerance.
With those little creatures.
Superman. The movie follows the origin of the iconic hero. The story begins on the doomed planet Krypton, where scientist Jor-El sends his infant son Kal-El to Earth to escape its destruction. Raised as Clark Kent in the small town of Smallville, he grows up with extraordinary powers. Moving to Metropolis, Clark works as a mild-mannered reporter for the Daily Planet, but secretly fights crime as Superman. When criminal mastermind Lex Luthor hatches a plan to destroy part of California for profit, Superman must race against time to save millions of lives and stop Luthor's scheme. The film mixes romance, heroism, and epic action, making Superman a cinematic legend.
You got me? Who's got you?
Superman 2 continues the adventures of the Man of Steel. The film starts with Superman accidentally freeing three Kryptonian criminals, General Zod, Ursa, and Nan, who were imprisoned in the Phantom Zone. Meanwhile, Clark Kent and Lois Lane's relationship deepens, and Lois begins to suspect Clark's true identity. Superman decides to give up his powers to live a normal life with Lois. But when Zod and his followers threaten Earth, Clark must regain his powers to save humanity. The movie builds to an epic showdown in Metropolis between Superman and the supervillain.
Son of Jor-El, we were beginning to think you were a coward.
I'm not a coward, Zod.
Let him prove it.
Superman 3 takes a lighter and more comedic turn compared to the earlier films. The story follows Superman as he faces a new kind of enemy, a corrupt businessman, Ross Webster, and a computer genius, Gus Gorman. Webster plans to use Gus's hacking skills to control the world's economy and even create synthetic kryptonite to weaken Superman. However, the kryptonite has an unusual effect, splitting Superman into two personalities, a dark, selfish version, and his true heroic self. A battle between the two sides of Superman's personality leads to his redemption, after which he defeats Webster's plans. In Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, 1987. Superman responds to the world's escalating nuclear threat after a young boy writes him a heartfelt letter asking him to help eliminate nuclear weapons. Determined to bring peace, Superman collects all the world's nuclear missiles and hurls them into the sun. However, villain Lex Luthor returns, creating a powerful enemy called Nuclear Man, using Superman's DNA and a nuclear missile. Nuclear Man challenges Superman in a series of battles, leading to chaos on Earth and even in space. Eventually, Superman defeats him and reaffirms his belief that humanity must choose its own path to peace. Superman Returns 2006. After a mysterious 5-year absence, Superman returns to Earth to find that much has changed. Lois Lane has moved on with her life, and the world has learned to survive without him. Superman discovers that his old enemy, Lex Luthor, has been released from prison and is plotting a new scheme, using stolen Kryptonian technology to create a massive landmass, which will destroy much of North America. As Superman struggles to stop Luthor's plan, he also faces emotional challenges, particularly when he learns surprising truths about Lois's new family. Ultimately, he saves the world once again, proving that the world still needs Superman. Man of Steel 2013. On the dying planet Krypton, scientist Jor-El and his wife Lara send their infant son, Kal-El, to Earth to save him from their planet's destruction. Found and raised by Jonathan and Martha Kent in Kansas, Kal-El grows up as Clark Kent, discovering his superhuman abilities and struggling to find his place in the world. When General Zod, a Kryptonian warlord, arrives on Earth seeking to rebuild Krypton, Clark must embrace his true identity as Superman to protect humanity. A massive battle ensues, forcing Superman to make a heartbreaking choice to stop Zod's plan and secure Earth's safety. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice 2016. Following the destruction caused by Superman's battle with General Zod, billionaire Bruce Wayne, Batman, sees Superman as a dangerous threat to humanity. At the same time, Clark Kent's Superman becomes wary of Batman's brutal methods in Gotham. Manipulated by Lex Luthor, the two heroes clash in an epic fight. However, when they realize they share common goals and the name Martha, they unite against Luthor's real weapon, Doomsday, a monstrous creature created from Zod's body. With Wonder Woman's help, they battle Doomsday, but Superman sacrifices himself to kill the beast. The film ends with hints that Superman may not be gone forever, setting the stage for the Justice League. Justice League 2017. After Superman's death in Batman v Superman, the world falls into despair. Bruce Wayne, Batman and Diana Prince, Wonder Woman sense a greater threat approaching. Steppenwolf, an alien warlord seeking 3 ancient mother boxes to conquer Earth. Batman and Wonder Woman recruit Aquaman, the Flash, and Cyborg, but they realize they can't win without Superman. Using a mother box, they resurrect him, though he's initially confused and hostile. After regaining his memories and reuniting with Lois Lane, Superman joins the League in a final battle. Together, they stop Steppenwolf and save the world, with Superman fully embracing his role as Earth's protector once more. In this version, Superman dons his iconic black suit, showcasing his rebirth. The film ends with a darker, more epic setup for future conflicts with Darkseid, teasing a larger war to come.
All right.
Superman 2025, written and directed by James Gunn. The film will follow a younger Superman played by David Corenswet as he balances his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing. It's not an origin story, but will show Clark Kent, already established, as both a reporter at the Daily Planet and as Superman. He will navigate a world where kindness is often seen as outdated, facing new threats while interacting with other DC heroes. The film will reportedly explore themes of hope, truth, and what Superman stands for in a modern world.